cracking, everybody? Before I start the video, let me shout out the two newest members to the channel, Cya. I know Cya a long time. Glad to see she's on the channel. But Cya and Big Turtle, two newest members of the channel. Those interested, those who can afford it, those who want to support this channel monetarily, I'll leave a link in the description. Just click the link. And on a side note, someone asked for a shout out. It's not a member yet. And that's they said to shout out Denise and Melvin. I don't know what's going on over there, Denise, but your thing says, I believe, Denise Castillo, but I'm supposed to shout out Denise and Melvin Herrera. It's your business. I ain't nobody to judge it. But anyways, one of my subs made a comment the other day that, well, I think he said that I'm a cool ass Puerto Rican, and you know me, I like to clown stuff, but I was like, hey, where'd you get Puerto Rican from? And he said, oh, your features and your mannerisms and shit. And I told him, hey, Puerto Ricans must be some cool ass cats then. But it got me thinking about somebody that I did time in YA with. It was a Puerto Rican cat. Cool motherfucker. And I figured I'd tell his story. It's another YA story. So Tank, I'm not gonna say where he was from, right? Let the story do this for you. So Tank was a big Puerto Rican dude. Not like, he was stout, real sturdy, right? He was probably like 5'10", 5'11", about 250, and not really fat, just real corn-fed, right? So when he was on the streets, he was never involved in no banging, right? He wasn't a banger. He was just a little criminal, right? Well, a big criminal, but you know what I'm getting at. And he hit the halls, right? I don't know if he went to Central. I don't know where he went. But he went to juvenile hall out there in LA. And I don't know how it is now, but you know, back then, it didn't matter. Like, they were getting off. Everybody's getting off on their enemigos in LA juvenile hall. And, you know, so you see somebody that size, you know, about to jam them up. Hey, where you from? I don't bang. I ain't from nowhere. What particular group of dudes from a certain barrio at the time, and I think they're probably still the biggest barrio around, but I know for a fact at the time they were the biggest. And so they got at him. And they were like, look, homie, you know, we'll jump you in. You could be from our neighborhood, huh? And everywhere you go, we're deep. You'll have homeboys everywhere you go, you know. Otherwise, you're on your own everywhere you go. I don't know the whole, you know, thing. And so Tank was like, all right, I'm down. And right away, everybody became his enemigo, because he chose to be from the biggest neighborhood, biggest barrio that doesn't get along with nobody, right? And so he starts getting off. He's beating fools down everywhere he goes, right? So he basically chose to take on other people's baggage, but he carried it well, you know? And he went from the halls, he went to the youth authority, right? And he went to Nellis again, you know, making a name for himself. He was lighting people up left and right, left and right, left and right. And there was a specific individual who I got at him, right? And this dude was known to have some major hands. so we got at Tank, and he was like, hey, tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking kill your fucking ass. And walked off, right? You know, Nellis was like Paso, it's the dorms. And so Tank was like, what the hell? So in the middle of the night, Tank got out of his bunk, went over to that Wapo's bunk, and stabbed him like over 30 times. And told him, hey, don't ever give nobody a warning. Should have did your thing. He almost killed him, right? So Tank comes to Paso. I meet Tank in Paso. I got to know Tank. When I knew Tank in Paso, he used to try to, but I ain't from nowhere. If you were cool with him, he said, I ain't from nowhere. And Paso, I thought you were from, and he was like, I was. Until I realized I was the only one putting in work. Everybody else was kicking and living off of what I was doing. Right? And I remember thinking, that's a trick. And no one ever around Tank thought Tank was pussy. Because he was far from it. You know, Tank was one of them dudes. There were a few that used to do it in Hawaii, but Tank was one. Without question. Somebody would be like, hey, where you from? And Tank's response was, I'm your enemigo. And see, sometimes why people would ask somebody where you from when they already knew, but you try to seem like they were tough, like I'm a Japanese Wapo, but they already know. So there were some cats that knew Tank used to be from a certain neighborhood, but was, you know, just Raza now, you know. And so they would, you know, I'm gonna jam up the big dude. Hey, where you from? He would look at him and say, I'm your enemy. And then they would backpedal. Nah, hey, homie, I'm. And he was like, nah. You got what you wanted. Let's go. And he would fucking light cats up. Now, I decided to tell this story because there's still that cycle. Like, you guys know I'll never, ever, ever talk shit about people who feel that the barrio is their family. That the barrio will give them the love that they're lacking in their life. You know, they're the family that they're lacking in their life. You know, that's a belief that they have, and who am I to knock that belief? And all I can do is, you know, all of us prison channels try to show that, you know, we were lucky. We were lucky to get this second chance. And so that's why Tank was on my mind, because it was like, Tank was a teenager and figured out, I'm taking on other people's baggage. I'm putting in the most work, and I'm the newest dude. And, you know, this cycle of violence that has been going on for all these years, you know, it's the same thing. You got youngsters that are fascinated by something and think that shit's cool, not knowing exactly what it is, taking on other people's baggage. You know, there's some barrios that have beef, that have had beef for 60, 70 years. And that beef started over a woman, a girlfriend. Somebody got with somebody else's girl in 1947. And 1,000 people been killed. Nobody even got to, like, was she even fine? But I wanted to bring out, you know, put another video out for you guys. And hopefully this hits someone. And for those of you, been a couple people to comment that I talk slow and all that. Listen faster. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the guy that's gonna just run my mouth, not thinking about what I'm saying, and spending a half hour and saying absolutely nothing. That's not me. There's other places you can go for that, but obviously it ain't here. With that, I'm out, man. You guys take care. Have a happy holiday.